here's what happens. The guards confiscate a phone, and here's what they do. They were selling it back to the inmates. They get the cell phone and they sell it back to the inmate. That's the level of corruption at this penitentiary. Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a great video for you today. This video is about the update on the United States Penitentiary Atlanta, which is one of the worst prisons in the country. I talked about it a lot, and it's under Senate investigation, and we're gonna get to that right now. Before I get started, please check me on YouTube member programs. Check me on Patreon. Please check me on Discord. Check out a new channel, The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's everywhere. We have a great show coming up tomorrow with one of the biggest drug smugglers, traffickers ever, and he had a life sentence and he ended up getting pardoned. We got that tomorrow. So check that out on Spotify, and it'll be on YouTube in a couple of days. And also everybody, please check our merch out. Check my book, Gangster Redemption, going great. Everybody's loving that. So check everything out and let's get started on this video. This video is an update. The United States Penitentiary Atlanta, which I've been talking about. I was there from 1997 until 1999. In fact, I didn't know this. You can actually go on their website, the Wikipedia, and go to notable inmates at United States Penitentiary Atlanta, and you're gonna see me there. Actually, I'm next to Al Capone, and I'm not proud of it, but it's kind of weird. Now, let me tell you what's happened. There has been a Senate investigation and a news article, a news story, and news articles are out all over, and I've been getting emailed all day on this, so I thought I'd do the update myself. I'm gonna start showing you a news article and tell you where I knew it, and I called it, and everything else, and you guys are gonna have your eyes open even more than I did. Check it out, everybody.
Channel 2 investigates possible prison corruption here in Atlanta. Today, whistleblowers testified on Capitol Hill about major security and safety problems at the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary. Channel 2 investigative reporter Justin Gray live in Southeast Atlanta. Justin, lawmakers say federal officials knew about problems but did not do anything to fix them.
Well, Linda, some of the testimony here today, you just cannot imagine what staff here were thinking, leaving the doors to the prisons open, hoping stray cats would come in and deal with their rat problem.
They have a major rat problem, not even personal rat, people rat, of course. I'm talking about a rat rodent problem. I was there, we had a rat in the kitchen I talk about, it's called Big Ben. That thing wouldn't even scare you, they tried to poison it, couldn't get it. They have so many tunnels under Atlanta going out and into sewer systems, everything. It's one of the biggest projects that were ever made in 1903, so it's 125 years old, and that prison is a zoo. Well, the rats were so bad in that place. When I was in the holdover, you used to try to catch them. I put a bucket with 2 pencils and a sheet going down to my bed. But the rat problem is that bad. It is all over that place, and there are cats on the yard. They're talking about leaving the door open so stray cats can come in and get the rats. That's how bad the problem is. But how do you leave a door open? We're not talking about just unlocked even. We are talking open so a cat can come in and help with the rat problem. What is going on with these people? Let's continue.
Intentionally damaging the drug screening equipment.
Did you hear that? They are actually damaged. This is the guards damaging the drug screening equipment so they can bring the drugs in for the inmates. The amount of staff that is corrupt there is just off the charts. When I say off the charts, it's listen, you're gonna have bad guards in every prison. In every prison I was in, there were some. Usually very few. This place, 33%. That means 1 out of every 3 is a no good guard. And when I say no good, I don't mean just like a bad guard at what he does. I am talking about corrupt. I am talking about a corruption at a level you have no idea. Not only getting it in, and again, I'm not saying I was perfect because I did it. I corrupted them. I knew how to do it. I knew the whole system. And this place just was one of the worst systems in the free world. I mean, period. You can't get bad. You can't get worse than this place. And it's doing everybody a disservice because, listen, they're telling that this place is a threat to the whole Southeast United States. That's how bad, and that's what kind of corruption is going on. And if you ask me, the federal government should be arresting these guards and these wardens and the Bureau of Prisons warden for running a criminal organization. I know that's out there, but but they are running a criminal organization. And you could tell me anything you want, but that's exactly what's going on.
The safety lapse is so bad that an internal security audit by the U.S. government said it's a safety danger, not just to people here in the neighborhood, but to people all over the Southeast.
The Atlanta way is far from norm.
What Bureau of Prisons employees nicknamed the Atlanta way.
The Atlanta way, a threat to the Southeast United States by their own audit. Now, this is the government doing its own audit on itself, the Inspector General, and they say that Atlanta was a threat. Now, they're going to say how long it's going back, but I'm going to tell you how long it's going back. I was there in 1997 to 99, and it was off the charts with corruption. It is so bad that they're closing the place down. But there's still people there. They're going to try to fix it. We're going to get into that in a minute. Listen to more of this report.
This Senate committee investigation uncovered that at the Atlanta pen, 800 contraband cell phones were found at a 2021 sweep.
800. Did you hear what I just said? 800 cell phones were caught on that place in 2021. Think about what I just said. When I was in that place, if you got caught with a cell phone, it is an escape charge. A lot of people ask me all the time, Larry, why don't you interview some of these guys that are in prison and stuff? Because they would come after Larry, saying Larry knows that that's an escape charge. Are you trying to implement? Are you trying to help him run a business? Are you trying to do something? You're talking to a person who's on the inside, knowing that you're not allowed to do that. Not that I'm on probation, but nobody's allowed to do that. They can start an investigation any way they want. Obviously, it'd be hard for me to say I didn't know this. Now, that's why I won't do an interview with somebody who's in the system now. Now, if I get it from the family or get somewhere else, that's a whole different animal. But we're talking about 800 cell phones in USP Atlanta in 1 year, 2021. 800 phones. That means they found a phone every 2 phones a day or more. That's crazy. And obviously, they know what's going on. But here's what happens. The guards confiscate a phone, and here's what they do. They were selling it back to the inmates. They bring it in, they're corrupt as it is. They get the cell phone and they sell it back to the inmate. That's the level of corruption at this penitentiary.
More than half the security cameras did not work in 2020.
Half of the security cameras did not work in 2020. Well, we used to call those dark spots, kill zones. We had cameras. Now they should have cameras everywhere and there's not an issue. Well, if half the cameras don't work, who do you think did that? Sure, it wasn't the inmates. They put cameras very high. You can't get up there. You can't get them. You don't got a ladder. You can't do something like that. They break the cameras, and they do that so they don't get caught. You got to remember who the criminals are in this prison now. Yes, there's some bad people in this prison, no question. But you know what? Some of the guards are just as bad or worse because they're doing it under the color of I'm a fucking good guy. And they're going to get a pension from the federal government, and they're getting paid to do this. They're literally getting paid from the government to be a fucking criminal. Think of that. Let's continue.
And staff intentionally damaged the drug screening machine.
Intentionally damaging the screening machine. Let's hear from Senator John Ossoff.
This was a major ongoing failure that presented a risk not just to the health and safety of inmates and staff, but to the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, and the whole country.
Whistleblowers who worked behind the walls here at the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary testified under oath today on Capitol Hill.
These are whistleblowers who worked in the facility, and they're testifying under oath at the Senate hearing. That means if they lie, they go to prison, and they know that. This prison got so out of whack that it in itself is a criminal organization. And you know what it is? It's called an 851 in the federal code. It's called a continuing criminal enterprise. That's what they are, a CCE, continuing criminal enterprise. Look it up, 851.
Staff intentionally left doors open so the many stray cats that hung around the prison could catch the rats. It is never a good idea to leave prison doors open.
Channel 2 Action News has reported on safety lapses here at the penitentiary in Southeast Atlanta for years.
Nobody wants to listen because they hear it, they try to shut it up, and obviously when I was in prison, they shut me up by putting me in the hole and abusing me for writing an article about comparing prison to Abu Ghraib in Iraq. Obviously, I always say there's more to a story, and in this case, there's even more to this story. They're using this place as an example right now, and the Senate is, but what's going to be done? How bad is it going to be before we do something about this prison? It's on the news again, and it is all over the place, and it is in the federal government's hands now. It's in the senator's hands. I really wish they would call me to a hearing. I wish they would ask me what's really going on in the system and how to fix it. Because I can fix the system, and I talk about that all the time. But they don't want it fixed. That is your biggest problem.
From inmates coming and going as they please through holes in fences to these pictures of parties with contraband booze and drugs.
Obviously, I've been in many prisons and we had contraband. I tell all the time there's more drugs in prison than there is on the street. And of course, I don't mean that in amount-wise, of course. But what I mean is if you want heroin, you go to the corner cell. If you want cocaine, you go to upstairs cell. If you want ecstasy, you do this cell. If you want marijuana, this cell. You want alcohol, this cell. Within 500,000 feet, you can get any drug you want in prison. And Atlanta was one of the worst. There was more overdoses there than any other prison I was at. The heroin is running rampant in that prison. Now this article is also about the camp. A lot of people aren't saying that. They have what they call a camp. Every penitentiary has what they call United States penitentiary has a camp. That's a very low security place. Guys who get tax evasion and a doctor who does some bullshit. They actually maintain the warehouses. They maintain the grounds outside of prison. Well, they had free run of the whole city. They actually had a hole in the fence and they would walk out. We used to hear about this in 1997, 98. Literally 1998, I would hear about that. I used to ask, guard man, I'd love to go down. He goes, you wouldn't last 10 minutes, you'd leave. Because they used to go to a Kentucky Fried Chicken. They used to go to food joints or a Popeye's chicken, whatever it was, right outside the gate. You're downtown Atlanta. You are literally next to the zoo. You're right down the street from the zoo. But the real zoo is in Atlanta. And this place has everything you need. I guess if you're really just looking to be a scumbag and you're a guard and you just, we're going to get into that in a minute, what they're going to do to them. But let's continue.
Even a Facebook Live on a contraband cell phone from inside a prison cell.
Now, I know personally that was the penitentiary, and here's why. They just showed two guys in a bunk beds in a cell. Well, the camp doesn't have cells. They have dormitory style living. So there's not a cell for somebody to stay in. This is in the penitentiary itself, and they're doing a live Facebook. How bad is this prison where they can't even catch people with a cell phone doing a live show? I mean, they have devices they put in prison that can jam signals. They have all of that. Why wasn't any of this used? Why, the corruption here goes so deep. That's why they have this many pages of an investigation.
Senator John Ossoff tells me his committee uncovered thousands of pages of government records documenting major wrongdoing without fixes in Atlanta dating back 9 years. He had to first issue a subpoena before the head of the Bureau of Prisons finally agreed to voluntarily testify before the committee.
They got thousands of pages of documents documenting wrongdoings in this place and not being fixed. That's no surprise there. They also had to subpoena the director of the Bureau of Prisons before he voluntarily went to this hearing to testify. Well, that's bullshit. He says he doesn't know. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. How in the world, why doesn't a government employee have to just come here with voluntarily, I'll tell you what you need to know. He needs to be subpoenaed to go to this hearing. That alone he should be fired. There shouldn't be another word said. You're gone. You don't want to talk to me, I'm your boss, you're gone. Let's continue.
I want to stress that what happened in Atlanta is unacceptable.
The Bureau of Prisons says it's now taking sweeping actions to fix the problems in Atlanta, but senators say it's hard to understand how it took this long.
Did you read the security assessment, which identified that one of your facilities was, quote, a security threat to the southeastern United States? Yes or no?
Senator, those reports normally would not rise to my level.
Did you hear what he just said? They have an internal report, an Inspector General report saying that the United States Penitentiary Atlanta is a threat to the Southeast United States of America. And this guy says it doesn't rise to his level. What rises to his level? A nuclear bomb? Who is this guy? This guy's the director of prison. He is the manager of the prison system. And if a threat to the Southeast United States doesn't rise to his level, well, then this guy's the worst manager on the planet or the earth. And not only should he be fired, this man should be arrested and put in jail. And that's where I'm going to go with all of this.
The indication I got is that the Bureau of Prisons is not competent as currently led and constructed to address these issues or even to be aware of them, apparently.
As of now, the prison here only 42% full. That is because Bureau of Prisons taking dramatic action, they say, to fix things. They are doing major physical renovations here on site, but they also, perhaps more importantly, have gotten rid of top leadership, also moved dozens of managers to other locations, bringing in fresh leadership for hopefully a fresh change here.
Did you hear what he just said? They are moving senior management from this facility to other places. They're moving senior management to other places. Just think of how that sounds, guys. They are moving the people who started this shit to other facilities so they could fuck those facilities up. How isn't everyone in this facility arrested, investigated for continuing criminal enterprise? Either they knew about it and did nothing, or they're part of it, period. If this was you or me out on the streets, we would be in prison tomorrow. We wouldn't be transferred to another job making X amount of dollars and getting a federal pension because why? Where is the warden at this point? Where's the warden at this place? Should have been totally arrested. He's the leader of a criminal enterprise. And I know that sounds like, Larry, you're being dramatic. I got goosebumps. I am not being dramatic. In fact, I'm trying to stay calm as I can because I know even more things that are going on in that prison, that went on in that prison, even back 25 years, forget 9 years. That prison has been a fucking piece of shit hellhole since I can remember Lieutenant Carteret beating fucking people, breaking legs. I fucking was in the cell next to him when he snapped the motherfucker's leg, and I heard the fucking snap like it was a piece of wood. Oh man, I get goosebumps because I can remember it to this day. Now, where are these people? Retired, pensions, laughing about it at a picnic, saying, those fucking scumbag. You know, let me tell you something. There's a lot of bad people in Atlanta. I'm not going to, say anything like that. I lived there. And people used to ask me, where's the worst neighborhood I lived? You know where it was? Prison. Because everybody in the prison like that is either a murderer or a drug dealer or a fucking kingpin or a mafioso or somebody of that nature, a hitman or a robber like myself. Again, I'm not claiming to be a great guy. I'm claiming to know what's going on and I know I can fix it. That's the problem. Do they want to fix it is the biggest problem. I don't think they want to fix it. I really don't. I think this is all a bunch of bullshit. I think it's going to go by the wayside. And here's the biggest problem. The people who leave this prison system, the warden, the assistant warden, the case managers, unit managers, these people go on to work for private prison industries. These people will go on and work for CCA, who used to be CCA, GEO, all of these mega private prison companies who hire these people, who they did it with the warden that fucking abused me. He now works for the GEO, a private prison industry. Now, how fucked up is that? You tell me how fucked up is that. You can look at the number of lawsuits against this guy, and he's now hired by the private prison industry because it's all a bunch of money and all a bunch of bullshit. And when I hear the United States talk about any other country with human rights or anything else, we, the United States, and I love my country, have the worst prison system in the free world. So all of you guys in Germany, Spain, France, Italy, Canada, all you non-third world countries, you can just take heed that you have a lower crime rate, a lower recidivism rate, which is the rate of this person going back, and you guys are doing the right thing by giving people true second chances. In this system, they don't do that. In the United States system, it's a money system made on money, and I'm going to be talking about our system with tomorrow's guest, Randy Lanier, who was the biggest drug marijuana importer. He went to prison for a life sentence for marijuana. Wait till you hear this. Became a very famous Indy car driver, and we're going to hear his whole story tomorrow on the podcast and a video. But we're going to get into the prison system because he was in it his whole time as well. For 27 years, he ended up getting a pardon by President Obama. I just want people to understand what really is going on. This update kind of made me smile because I called this a long time ago. I did videos right in front of Atlanta. I did videos after that about when a newspaper article came out, and I tell the truth about Atlanta. Atlanta and our Federal Bureau of Prisons is the worst fucking prison system in the free world. But here's the problem. Here's why I get so upset. Because it can be fixed. It can be fixed if they want it to be fixed. I was actually talking to a friend of mine the other day. He was in the Bureau of Prisons with me. He said, Larry, you deserve to run the prison system and show them how to make a compassionate system, has a lower recidivism rate and a higher rehabilitation rate. And you can do it. And there's no question I can do it. I know how to take away the bullshit and all this crap. This shit wouldn't happen. This crap right here wouldn't happen. This is a criminal organization you're looking at. You just are witnessing a criminal organization. I want you guys to Google United States Penitentiary, Senate investigation, Atlanta, and you will see some shit that'll blow you away. And if you're ever at one of those hearings, and some of these guys, these senators, should get on these people and put some of them in jail. Will they? Sadly, I don't think so. I think it's just you know, a part of a fucking bad system that the whole culture of the system needs to be changed. And that means from the fucking head down, they need to be fucking cut off. And they need to fire every senior person who's been around that place who never mentioned something. The only people they should hire is those whistleblowers. And now, get me this. I'm not saying I was perfect, because I wasn't. I was a bad person. I was a bad inmate, if you want to call that, because I watched the deaths. I was thrown in a hole for fucking complaining about the prison system killing people. And they put, you know, you can't fight that system. It's one of the systems that are one of the biggest bureaucracies in the United States government. You'd think they want to call all this stuff, oh, we're great, we know what we're doing, trust us and all that. You know, I'm getting more and more jaded as I get older because I know more and more. And I fought for right, even when I was in prison and even beforehand, I always gave and I tried to help people. These people, I'm telling you people, this is real. It's right in your backyard and it's happening at a prison near you. Don't forget that. So I hope you like what I'm doing. Please subscribe. Please put on notifications. I will be answering comments, guarantee on this. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Obviously, you know that. And please, everybody, make good choices. You don't want to go to this system. And it's not a fair system. Just try to fucking make good choices. Live a good life, but make good choices, please. Have a great day, everybody. Please, pass this video on. Say, you know, tell it like it is. That's all I can say. Live a good life, make good choices, and I'll see you tomorrow with a great video. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.